Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Words I Choose to Live By. I'm Cyrus Webb, joined by our co-hosts, Dr. Velma Bagby, Melissa Banks, and Tina Siemens. So glad you all can be with us today for another great message that I hope resonates with you. For those joining us on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, and also those tuning in on Instagram, we're glad you all could be with us too. Those on X, we welcome you. And we're about to connect with our friends over on Amazon Live. As always, if you guys have any thoughts about our message, make sure you guys do put it in the comment section. We'd love to be able to hear from you. And we're now live on Amazon Live for Words I Choose to Live By. It's week number 15 of 2025, if you guys can believe that. If you guys are new to us on Amazon, make sure you guys hit that follow button. You see that here in this corner or down below. You also will see the books, not only, of course, by myself, but also by our co-hosts. And I mention this typically throughout the show, but keep in mind that all of our co-hosts, their books are there. And as they're talking, we try to toggle through their latest book. So make sure you guys grab as many of those as you can. But how's everyone doing today?
Doing
Doing
well,
well.
thank you. Happy Monday.
Yes, yes. Glad to be able to see everyone. Dr. Norma is joining us over there on IG. Good to be able to see you, Dr. Norma. So as I mentioned, it's a powerful message for us today, and it's week number 15, more to come.
Hmm.
Step by step, day by day, you are growing stronger and more in touch with your purpose. It would be a shame to give up now. There are many great things to come if you just keep moving forward. And I tell you, this is a mantra that I think I not only choose to live by, but also I remind myself of throughout the day. Because I think what a lot of people don't recognize or even admit is that just because your day may start off a certain way doesn't mean it's going to end that way. That's why I tell people you don't necessarily have a good day or a bad day. So you may have, bad moments, but the choice to be able to move forward in spite of those challenges are something all of us have the opportunity to do. And so for myself, I always try to remind myself of the end goal. I tell people I do everything with the end goal in mind. And as long as I'm alive, I've always felt like there's room for us to keep moving forward in spite of the challenges we face. And that's what I hope everyone takes away from this message. But Dr. Velma, you're going to get us kicked off there. For yourself, how important is it for you to remember that in spite of what happened yesterday, that great things can still be ahead?
Cyrus, did you look into some kind of crystal ball or did you ask God about what happened to me yesterday? Because it was an awful end of the day.
Oh, wow.
Something occurred, but it goes back to what you're saying in this particular week is the fact that there will be things that we cannot control. There will be things happening during the day that we had no idea were going to happen, but it really is all about how we respond to it.
Yeah.
And so even in this week 15, we're reminded that we have to keep moving forward. So glitches happen beyond your control. Incidents happen beyond your control, like my incident yesterday, but it should not stop your goal. It should not stop you from moving forward. It should not prevent you from continuing to keep charging forward because they happen just so that you can respond appropriately. I call them tests. Tests will happen. And as a student in school, I hated repeating tests. So I always ensured that I passed my test the first time. So therefore, if you see things repeating itself, then maybe it's something that you need to pass this time and pass with the right response and attitude. They're going to come, especially those things beyond your control, but your job is to keep moving forward, keep pushing forward. Don't let glitches or those things that happen beyond your control stop you and cause you to pause or cause you to not move forward, but you got to keep going.
You got to keep going. And that's the thing. And I want to be very clear for our audience here and say I'm not one of these Pollyanna people who thinks, oh, you just got to suck it up and
No,
don't let these things worry. I mean, things will affect us all differently. But I
all the
think for
time.
myself, the big message is to not become paralyzed by it. Tina,
That's
what
right.
about for you? What has helped you to realize that no matter what may have happened yesterday, that there is better to come for you today?
Well, I think we might have had kind of the same kind of day yesterday. Some really positive things, but then also it could be turned into negativity
Mm,
depending on who is looking in from the other side. And that's when, like I said before the show, that Wednesday's post really spoke to me because, in fact, you may encounter people today who are intent on doing you harm. So,
yeah.
depending on who is either for you or maybe through jealousy, or some other thing that is in their life that might make what you do not sit well with their personality or their lifestyle. And so for me, that was what happened yesterday. I really enjoyed doing it, and we may not be able to share for a while what those trials and those tests, like Dr. Velma was talking about, those tests are in our lives, why they came. But for us to be in the moment and make a choice of how is this going to affect me. If somebody is negative toward something that I do or say, then let that roll off like water off of a duck's back. It not affecting me personally. That is, they have a right to their own opinion, and it is my choice on how I react. It's not what the reaction is, but how do I react to something that others might be against that I'm doing. And so for me to know my purpose, and if I live out my purpose, then it doesn't matter if somebody might be against it. If I am right with what my God-given ability is and I act upon that, then it doesn't matter. I have a purpose to fulfill, and it's my duty then to keep moving forward and not to give up. So I'm grateful for the conviction that what I'm doing is what I was born to do for.
So true. Well said, Tina. And I want to say hello to my mom. Hello, Mom. Good to be with you,
Hi, Miss
joining us
Eddie.
over on Facebook. Melissa, what about for yourself? You and I've had these conversations. I mean, I think, again, as I mentioned, we all have bad moments. I had one with my mom last Monday. So I totally know what that's like. But what has helped you, Melissa, to realize that no matter what happened yesterday, the better can come today?
Wow, when I looked at the message for the day, the words literally jumped off the page in front of me because it's definitely where I am in this space. Yes, we've talked about this many times. When I read more to come, just those three words, they're so powerful. And without grasping just those three words, we can't go further. When I think about some challenges, when I think about looking at, sometimes we can, and I'm guilty of that myself, is listing every single thing that's going wrong. We're listing all the things that we see as failures, and that becomes our focus. And when that becomes your focus, that is what stops you. And I keep saying to myself, what is it? You have to keep going. That is the key. That is the key to this message, is keeping going regardless of the situations. Because like you said, they're not every day. It's not all day. We got some disturbing news in our family with the sudden death of someone very close to us. And it was out of nowhere. But it wasn't a bad whole day. It's bad moments. And when we look at the moments and we keep moving, one of the things I say to myself, and you've heard me say, is if I give up now, I went through all of this stuff for the last 25 years, and to get here now and give up, I'm not doing it. And you have to make that decision. I'm not giving up now because I want to see the next. I want to see the more to come, and I want to be here for that. So it's a conscious decision in your gut that you have to make, and sometimes more than once in a day.
Yeah.
Such a great thing. I just want to come up front and say all of you are really delivering some great messages today. I mean, I think this one is resonating with everybody, and I hope it's resonating with our audience. I see you guys over there on the Amazon side. If you guys are new to us, welcome. Make sure you guys do hit that follow button. Our brand new show, The Art Spot, premieres today on Amazon, so you definitely make sure you guys are watching it for that at 1 p.m. Eastern, 12 p.m. Central, 10 a.m. PST. For those on the West Coast as well. Also, I see you guys over there on Facebook and YouTube as well. I want to go to the second part of this, Tina. You're going to get us kicked off with this because this is the positive side. The message says there are more great things to come. What helps you to focus on that? What helps you to focus on the great things to come, even though you can't see them right now?
Well, it's the building up to it. What we've done in the past 10, 20, 30 years is what was that we started building on. So we've laid the foundation. When we first started on this journey, whatever you are on, you made that decision. whether it's just yesterday or many years ago. That foundation is laid, and now you are building onto that foundation. You're starting to raise the walls and putting on the roof. Me coming from the construction side, the sides of the walls, and then the roof, and then the decking, it all is part of your journey. And for us to make that daily decision on, I am going to continue this construction, whether it is the construction stops because of a rainy day or a bad weather day. Here in West Texas, the sandstormy days, you can't work outside, but then you can do things on the inside. So you never stop adding on to your construction, whether it's you just defining what your purpose is, or you making sure what you're doing today adds to what your bigger goal is. And I think that is the conscious decision that everyone can make, whether it's small steps or bigger ones, that like a leap or a jog or a run toward your goal, but making sure that you are moving in a forward direction. That is how you will continue on that construction, and eventually you will have that construction ready to move in and be in that space that you have now created to be living your daily purpose.
Wow.
Yeah, so good. Love that. Tina. Melissa, what about for yourself? What helps you to focus on what we can't see and realize that there are more great things to come for you?
To me, it's focused on, why am I here? What is it that's in my heart that says this is what I'm supposed to be doing? And once I recognize that, once I lean back, sometimes you literally have to remind yourself of your purpose, because all the noise will take over the conversation. All the noise will take over your thoughts. I literally have to intentionally say out loud what I know my purpose is, because I'm clear. But I'm also clear about, I'm not done. What has happened today, what happened last week, what I moved forward with last month, I'm not done. Because I'm not done, I keep moving. And when you keep moving, something happens. If you're clear about your purpose and you're taking action every single day, you're keeping moving. And that's what helps me. That's what helps me stay clear. That's also what keeps me going, even in those moments that I don't feel energized, even in those moments that negative talk is outweighing the positive talk. I have to remind myself. That's why you hear me talk so much about giving yourself some grace, that I'm not in that great place at the moment. This is not a done deal. It's at the moment I'm not in that place. Then you go reach those tools that you have, those affirmations, those people that pour into you to get you back focused and on track, so that you can keep moving. And that's the key, to keep moving.
Exactly. Keep moving. That's it. Dr. Velma, what about for yourself? What helps you to look past what you see and to tell yourself that greater things are to come?
I always pay attention to what crosses my path, whether it's the experience or whether it's a person, whether it's words, whatever it may be. I always try to examine its purpose, its reason for crossing my path, all of that. So I try to keep my focus on what I know is the goal. Because in the beginning, I didn't know what the goal was. I just got
Mm,
out there and started doing what I felt like I was supposed to do. And when
yeah.
I really looked at where this all began for me, it had begun further back than what I had originally assumed. I assumed that when I started it was around 2018, but it wasn't. It was 2013. I
Mm,
started preparing vignettes for the local gospel radio station about dating, godly dating, and marriage, and all of that. I had to go back and discover that myself.
mm,
So we don't really know how much we've accomplished until we take the time to really look at what you've done. Like Melissa said, look, I put in 25 years. I'm not going backwards. So at least acknowledge what you've accomplished already.
yeah.
Accept that and celebrate it, and that will help you to keep moving forward. And that's what's helped me. When I looked at that date and those times when I started Facebook posting and blogging, I didn't realize it was that far back before I released the book. And so
Yeah.
I'm very grateful that I got a chance to examine how I began. And so it's helping me to continue to push forward.
Love that. Well, that leads us then to our audience. Melissa, what would you say to our audience about looking past what they're going through and to realize that more is to come for them if they don't give up?
To get to the more, you have to keep going. So if you have something in your heart that you want to deliver, because there are some people out there waiting on you to do something to move them to do what they're supposed to do. If you stop right now where you are, you're not going to get to where you're supposed to be. I can remember back in just 2020 when the pandemic hit, I thought it was all over. I thought what I was here for was done. But instead, doors opened up because the real reason was to move forward, to use my voice to those assigned to my voice. I wouldn't have known that if I had quit in that moment. So don't quit before you get to your breakthrough, because your breakthrough is there. If you keep going, just get up every single day and take some movement toward what you know you're here to do. Make quitting not an optional, and be intentional when you need to boost yourself up, when you need to adjust your mindset. Be intentional and keep taking those steps to get you to where you're supposed to be.
Such a great point. Dr. Bama, what about for yourself? What would you say to our audience about the importance of realizing that more can be coming for them too if they don't give up?
Look, there's some very cool co-hosts on this panel, and we're at a variety of different ages and stages in what God has given us to do. But I can tell you this: those that will benefit from what we have learned and what we have acquired in terms of knowledge and expertise and experience over time can really help the next person. So I'm speaking to the person who may be at the age that I was. It's in my late 60s, and you're thinking that it's too late for you. That's a lie. So let's send that back to the pit of hell from whence it came. You have been called for purpose, and as long as you're still breathing, there are people who can benefit from what you know. I had that hesitation too. What can I say? All the other books that are out there, what can I tell folks? But God reminded me, you've been blessed with the years that you've been given in marriage. Why aren't you telling everybody else how to accomplish that? So I'm saying to that population that may have been like me at the beginning, your age is not a factor. Matter of fact, it's a plus, because experience and wisdom is so needed in the world today. So please share what you know with others. I'm grateful that I discovered that what I had to say was important.
Love that. Tina, what about for yourself? What would you say to our audience about the importance of realizing that more is to come for them if they don't give up?
Well, I have a quote here by Eleanor Roosevelt. It says, "The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams." That is key. You've got to dream. Put a vision board out there. Write your dream. Put it on paper. And then when you have a hard moment, when you have a hard day where it seems like everything is imploding down on you, then remember what you've written, what you've put down as your dream. And then that will inspire yourself to keep moving forward. Because if you don't have that future goal in your mind, then that is when the negativity can snatch and steal that away from you. So if you have a dream, put it on paper. And then those hard days, those hard moments, you will be able to come out of that victoriously if you remember what your long-term dream is. So I encourage you, put those dreams on paper, and that will help you get through the tough times.
Mhm.
Love that. Great messages and thoughts from all of you. So glad that this message resonated with you, and I hope it resonates with you, our audience. We'd love to know from you. Make sure you guys let us know in the comment section about your more to come, what you're looking forward to achieving in your own life. Let us celebrate you as well. Again, this was week number 15 from my book, Words That Choose to Live By. You can get it here on Amazon, and of course, you can get all of the books by our co-hosts there as well. Thank you guys again for another great show. Dr. Velma, let our audience know how to stay connected with you.
So thank you for today. Thank you to my co-host and Cyrus. I appreciate it today. It continues to be inspiring to me. To all of you, you can reach me by connecting at drvelma.com, my website, or just reach out on any of the social media platforms as Dr. Velma Bagby, and look forward to hearing from you.
Love that. Thank you, Dr. Velma. Tina, what about for yourself?
I would say take it one step at a time, and you will reach your goal. And people can stay connected with me as Tina Siemens on social media, or go to my website, seminalthebook.com.
Love it. Thank you so much, Tina. Melissa, what about for yourself?
Just keep believing in yourself. You are your only limit, so don't limit yourself. You can stay connected to me at themelissabanks.com, and all of our platforms, everything that we offer is right there in that one place, and that's themelissabanks.com.
Love that. Again, thank you all so much for another great message. We're on countdown mode, everyone. Our season is coming to an end, but all of the co-hosts have said they're coming back. That's what they told me. So we'll see in September. But they told me they're all coming back. Ladies, I enjoyed it as always. Looking forward to next week.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And we thank your audience for tuning in to another great segment of Words I Choose to Live By. Until next time, you all make it a great one. We'll talk to you soon. Take care.